everyone, I am back with another mental health update. As you can see, I do have a lot to cover, so I will be reading off of my notes. Without further ado, let's get started. I realize that this is not the channel's normal content, which mainly consists of old archive footage of old school slot machine play. As you may know, I am open about my mental health, working towards destigmatizing these conversations. I also have apraxia of speech, which sometimes makes my speech sound stilted and a little confusing. So if you need me to clarify anything in the comments, please let me know below. A few days ago, I posted a mental health update regarding my lack of live streams and archive footage uploads. I decided to make a video version of my community post, which further elaborates some detail. My first post reads: Health update. For those who do not know, I am transparent about my mental health to destigmatize these conversations. If this subject happens to bring discomfort, it is okay to skip this community post. Let's get started. You may notice a lack of live streams and uploads of archive footage from my formerly owned antique slot machine. I am currently seeking treatment for mild schizophrenia. Introduction. I do not meet this schizophrenia criteria since I am not telepathically communicating, seeing my thoughts broadcasted on network television, thinking that I am able to control other thoughts and vice versa. My therapist and I determined that I'm experiencing stress-induced bipolar instances and the potential for visual-related autism anxiety. Yes, I still see shadow people through air vents, hear voices and sometimes footsteps which I know are fake. Still, the photorealistic visuals often catch me by surprise. Before I fully realize my active decline, I firmly believed that I was getting followed by people questioning my whereabouts and door knocks. It got to the point that I moved some of my in-person appointments online. I found myself hiding in the dark room each time I heard footsteps outside. Some days, I did not emerge for at least 5 hours. I slept, did my freelance and schoolwork from that room. Do not get me started on how I wore 5+ layers, aka outfit changes, on my very first day of school. I was rocking the Michelin attire, if you get what I mean. However, I come to find out that people walk their dogs throughout the day. I know, it may sound silly thinking about it now, but it was terrifying at the time. Maybe we might need some toot candy. Toot candy, toot candy. Alright, so back to the post. This means that I am mainly focusing on resting and healing rather than live streaming. Additionally, my bipolar symptoms increased, including visual hallucinations, physical sickness, and muscle cramps and internal voices. As a result, I need additional rest, which leaves me sleeping upwards of 18 hours daily. Interjection again, and sometimes as little as 8 minutes. Someone got to be on the lookout for Sonic the caffeinated Energizer Bunny. Despite these challenges, I am attending college, completing my freelance assignments, and managing my life the best that I can. Yes, I am making it to class and meeting assignment deadlines reliably. I will not sugarcoat the challenges of pulling myself onto the bus while my mental health rattles underneath me. There is no explanation for the fatigue that I often face. It is easy to underestimate the strain that a mental condition combined with autism takes in a world that is not well designed for me. It is like roller skating in a world made of stairs. These circumstances do not excuse me at all from accountability. I realize that my mental health is a lot to take in. I also acknowledge that I breached boundaries and people's trust during these episodes. This realization remains a bitter reality that I face every day. So, I ended up writing this post in response. Honestly, I am scared. Scared about my future. Scared about what life will bring where I stare into an unknown void. Little did I realize just the sheer volume of medical challenges that I would face in my early 20s. I am always on edge, worried about if things and when things will take the turn for the worst. I find myself in some rather terrifying situations, some of my own doing, which I completely own up to. Right now, I am manifesting comfortable stability, satisfying long-term employment, and that my life continues to go well as of now. Yes, my future is ahead of me. I realize that I may be too much of a liability for some people for some very valid reasons. I realize that I messed up to the point of beyond repair, which I fully accept as the reality for my actions. I realize that I messed up big time, breaking the very people who reached the helping hand out within this community. I take ownership that I might have completely broken some people to the point where they no longer wish to help others at the same capacity. After some thought, I followed up with another update. Since 2024, my mental health spiraled for the worst. I found myself making uncalled for comments, posts, and videos against my best judgment. For months, I believed that these social media posts and videos call-outs equated to justice. Additionally, I was thoroughly convinced that if I remained silent, that my name would get ruined. And so would my reputation. Turns out, the opposite proved true. I found myself in a world of trouble. These mental health episodes are rather terrifying, especially when my actions not only impact myself, but others around me, including my closest support systems. A year ago, I went live thinking that I was fully healed. Wrong. I assumed that seeking a weekly therapist while taking my medications would prevent another episode. So, I will interject again. I got way too comfortably arrogant, thinking that another episode would never possibly happen. That I am free from any more of my mental health concerns. Somehow, I personally overlooked the warning signs despite an in-depth discussion with my therapist. I did not feel that something was off, frustratingly so. I realized that I am getting ahead of myself, so I'll continue reading. However, things took a turn for the worst in 2024. I turned on people who I considered friends despite their best efforts. I lost many connections along with community during this time, both inside and outside the slot machine community. I will now include that I drowned out the voices of reason and logic in place of sugar-coated rage, resulting in me filtering out everyone who actively tried reminding me of the fond memories while providing warnings and encouraging me to seek immediate medical attention. I vividly recall getting into heated arguments in hopes of proving myself right. I will not rehash the specifics since this is not what we're here for today. I lost so many caring people without a care in my world. And also excuse the humming sound, that's the furnace. The furnace says hello everybody. During these times, my mind goes numb to consequences. I feel lightheaded, overwhelmed with information, easily overstimulated, finding myself craving validation, reading nonstop about abuse, and quick to conclude that someone is an abuser based off an internet search. Followed by black and white thinking, unable to actively take perspective. There are not many words or concrete ways to explain the situation. Think of it like a leg falling asleep near a campfire. You move your leg way too close to the fire without realizing it. However, your friends notice. They begin shouting, hey Simon, your leg, hey Simon, your leg, wake up your leg. Yet you see nothing wrong, and according to you, your leg is just fine and dandy. Your friends continue warning you where you begin reasoning why your friends are wrong. The numbness keeps you from feeling the heat, psychologically and physically. It is not until the physical signs emerge that you know something is wrong. Now, your friends are nowhere to be found. Your friends left after you began yelling back loudly, calling them abusive while trying to prove yourself right. Every campsite looks at you funny. Your reputation within your friend group and other campsites and the outside communities has gone amiss. Unfortunately, this dynamic only fueled my validation craving, which led to further issues. My voice grew louder, relentless, and intense, airing my frustrations, which should have remained completely private. I forgot to include. First, it was the direct messages, then the posts, then the photos, and then the videos. My mind craved more, and more, each time getting louder and louder and louder until I could only hear myself and only those who continue to feed into my validation without giving anything a second thought or to consider the consequences, as I mentioned previously. Each post further electrified my validation drive. Someone, please see eye to eye, I beg. I sought out the loud whispers reminding me that the internet is forever. Everything came to a head when I faced the real world consequences. This is when I knew something was very, very wrong, and I needed to seek medical attention now. As of January 2025, I am actively receiving treatment for my second mental episode. This instance proves further frustrating after I thought that I successfully overcame my mental health concerns in 2023. I am now working on an ongoing, lifelong safety plan with my therapist to intervene during the early stages before things escalate, and that I will air my concerns about my future workplace, community, family, relationships, and friendships to my therapist rather than publicly venting online. Going forward, I do wish to continue discussing my mental health to destigmatize these conversations. Yet, I no longer wish to use my platforms as a place to hold public grudges and post uncalled for, unwanted content. I will also include that I plan on working to spot the early signs of my mental health episodes, further reducing the chances of me negatively impacting my future community, my current community, and my support systems. Despite my ongoing treatment, I am still worried about another episode. Mainly concerned that I will not spot it soon enough before it fully blooms into a monster. I wish that we talk in depth about the episode itself, but rarely mention the aftermath. It took me until this round to fully see the impact. Let's read. One of the less spoken about aspects of the less spoken about aspects of mental health episodes is the aftermath for rather obvious reasons, especially when faced with someone who took advantage of your desire to feel heard, loved, and seen. In my case, I fell fast for anyone who provided unconditional validation and love. I found myself enveloped into the promises of extraordinary financial gain. They became my world. A world of justice, a world of hope, a world of friendship and understanding. Everything that I wanted to hear, plus more. The catch, doing what they said even against my best interests. Slowly, I found myself getting pulled away from those who provided logical reasonings in favor of the loud. I gravitated towards specific narratives, often reeling me onto troublesome paths. And then I woke up. It was too late. Into a world of destruction. Into a world of misery. Into a world of betrayals, where former communities, support systems, and people can no longer trust me for very valid reasons. All self-inflicted. No longer are the cheerleaders there cheering you on for your own destruction. No longer are the opportunities awaiting in the sidelines cheering, "We got your back." No longer are the lavish promises of financial freedom awaiting your fulfillment of your self-destructive promises. These promises evaporate once you fall through with your own downfall, knowing that they got you good, will their hands remain clean. Instead, you are cleaning up the mess of what was once your support system, facing the consequences of your own poorly reflecting words and actions. For me, it is owning up to the fact that I publicly bashed the very people who helped me last summer. It is owning up that I abandoned everyone who provided me with reason and thought. The damaging actions I took against family members, and that I hurt the very people who I considered very near and dear to my heart. This is the unsettling part. With this, I want to let you know that I am actively seeking long-term treatment as of speaking. Mental challenges do not dissolve like the movies where someone is magically healed. Instead, there are lifelong battles, sometimes requiring full-on hospital stays. So, this is my reality.